Good evening, and welcome to the Manic Pixie Dream Vlog. I'm your host, Caroline Georges, and welcome. So I just went out partying tonight, and I got home. I couldn't sleep, so I'm just going to do a vlog and just talk about, I don't know, we went to a gay nightclub in Silver Lake, and I've been there before a few times. I really like it. I really like gay nightclubs. I like dancing with women, and I like being sensual with women, I guess. And, you know, I'm polite, and I'll buy women drinks and stuff, but I don't know. Is that gay? I don't think it's gay. I don't think I'm gay. I think I'm fine with men. I think I love men. I think I prefer men, and I don't think I would ever choose a woman over a man, you know, if I could choose, you know what I mean? So I just don't think I'm gay at all. But that's just, I don't know, that's just an aspect about me of just something I like. And so I went out with some girlfriends, some girls I know from comedy, and we went to this LGBT night at this club in Silver Lake, and I was just dancing with this girl, you know, and she was like kissing my neck and stuff, and just being a little presumptuous, I thought, and you know, and she was just really into me, really, really into me. And I wasn't really that into her, or I don't know, I didn't think she was a very good dancer, and I thought she was like a little forward, and, you know, and so I went over and started dancing with this Asian chick, and so she and I just danced and danced and danced, and then we took a break, and we went and got a drink and talked and stuff. And she and I are neighbors. She lives like really close to me. And yeah, and so we just kind of talked about the neighborhood a little bit. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. This is like a weird, I'm sorry, like I have to give myself credit. I'm being incredibly brave admitting this. You know, this is something that I like, and this is something that I'm about, you know. But I'm not gay. I just do that. And you know, I've just been thinking a lot about I'm in AA, and I've been thinking a lot about step 4, which is like making amends. And I'm in AA, but I still like to party, and I still like to drink, and I still like to smoke weed, and I still like to do drugs, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm in AA, and it's really helping. It's super duper helping. I don't know, it's just been really good for me. And I've been doing it a lot less. I've been drinking a lot less. I've been smoking weed a lot less, and I don't really do drugs. It's just like on an occasional thing. Occasionally, I will do drugs. Not like meth or anything like that, but like, you know, like the stylish ones. And yeah, but I'm in AA, and I don't know if I'm cheating by still doing what I'm doing and stuff, but it's just been really helping, and I think it's really good for me, and I think I should keep going. And yeah. I've been thinking a lot about this month. My stepbrother is coming into town with his girlfriend, and we're going to go to this concert together, and he's paying for everything. He's just been so generous with me, and these past few years. And he and I made amends. He and I needed to make amends. And he was my first love. I fell in love with him. I was so in love with him when I was 13. And we had a very special bond and a very special connection. And we really loved and cared about each other a lot. And but yeah, it's just, it's long and complicated and just something I don't want to get into. But we made amends a few years ago. And we're close again. We're finally we text all the time. We're very close now. And we're going to do this fun thing together. And he and I are going to probably take ecstasy together. And yeah, so is it a good idea? I don't know. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I remember we went camping together once. And I think we were like 16, no, maybe like younger than that, like 15, and we were going camping. We were on this beach, and we went hiking, and we got lost, and it was getting dark, and we didn't get lost, but it was getting dark, and we still hadn't made it through the trail, and we were worried we were going to get lost. And so he just took off running. He just started running. And he's like, plays soccer, he's very athletic, he's a big guy, he's really tall, he runs really fast, runs really, really fast. And so I can jog, at a steady pace, but I can't run, I'm not a runner. And so I walked all the way back in the dark by myself. I don't know. I guess that just sort of was sort of foreshadowing to a lot of things. It's very foreshadowing. And I don't know. I wish I had a pet. I wish I had a pet, and I wish I had a dog. I would love a dog. And we had golden retrievers growing up. And one of them had puppies. Well, actually, okay, so we had Tuggy. Tuggy was the boy dog, and then we had Daphne, and Daphne was the girl dog. And so Tuggy loved Daphne. Tuggy was like in love with Daphne. Daphne was his favorite thing in the world. He was so in love with Daphne. And so Daphne was in heat. So we had to send Tuggy to go stay with our friend who lived like all the way across the river. You know what I mean? Keep that in your head. She lived all the way across the river. And so it was a ways. And one day, while Tuggy was supposed to be staying at Jeannie's, he showed up on the front porch. He was just there. And it was just like, did Jeannie drop Tuggy off? Or like, why didn't she come to the door? So we called Jeannie and asked why she dropped Tuggy off. And she was like, I'm at work. Like, well, I didn't drop Tuggy off. Is Tuggy there? And it was like, yeah. And so Tuggy, like, went across the bridge, like, escaped Jeannie's, first of all. He dug a hole underneath the fence, got out, went all the way through the farms, like, all the way across the river, past the gym, down 2 blocks to get to our home. That was how much Tuggy was in love with Daphne. That was what he did. It was like she was in heat, and he knew that she was in heat, and he just like had to be with her. And he did that like a number of times. That wasn't even like, that was just the first time he did it. And then he would just figure out a way to escape, and he would make it. It was crazy. Golden Retrievers are pretty smart. But then Daphne ended up getting pregnant, and she had puppies, and one of them had some sort of deformity where it couldn't, when it drank milk, drink would come out of its nose. So it wasn't going to its stomach for some reason. Its stomach was closed off. So my stepdad had to break its neck. Um, so we had to wait for my stepdad to come home from work because the puppy was just in pain. It was just starving to death. It needed to be put out of its misery. and I was so upset about it. And I was just doing everything that I could to make the puppy comfortable. I kept it on the bed. I kept it warm. And then I left it alone for a minute to go to the bathroom, and it fell off the bed and hit the ground. So it just had that added moment of discomfort, falling off the bed. And I felt like by putting it on the bed, I made things worse for it. And so I took the puppy and I put it back with its mom and stuff. And just sat with it until my stepdad got home. And I don't know. Sometimes I did shrooms the other day, and I should never do shrooms. It's always a bad trip for me. Always a bad trip. I always just feel so lost and alone, and it just heightens that feelings of being lost and alone. I feel like I'm in just a desert, with nobody around for miles and miles and miles and miles, and I just it's not good for me. The first time I did shrooms, I watched Moulin Rouge, which is the way it was meant to be seen. You need to watch Moulin Rouge on shrooms once, at least once. It all fits perfectly in your eyes, that movie, when you're on shrooms. And I had an out-of-body experience. It was really wild. I was watching. It was that scene where she sings "One Day I'll Fly Away." Okay, sorry, that's a little cheesy, but she's standing on this balcony, on this ledge. She's singing the song, and it's all of a sudden gets very dark around her, and you realize it's just like that's her fate. It's telling you what's gonna happen. Her dreams of leaving the world she knows behind to something better doesn't happen for her. She dies. And I was her. It was crazy. I had an out-of-body experience where it was like I was watching myself on that screen. That was so crazy. I was really watching myself on screen. And I wonder if that's my fate. I wonder if that's what's going to happen to me. I wonder if I just end up when I do shrooms, I have suicidal thoughts. That's why I have really suicidal thoughts, and I should never do shrooms. For that reason, I become very suicidal when I do shrooms. But that was crazy. And so I did shrooms last week or this week, or I don't know, some days ago. And I just got so depressed and suicidal, and so I felt so hopeless. And I don't know, and I wonder, like, am I like that puppy? That I'm just doomed, and I just have to make myself comfortable by doing drugs and alcohol before that happens. Sorry, this gets very dark. This all gets very dark. No, I'm fine. I'm doing really good. Despite everything that's going on with me, I'm doing really good. and I've left stripping behind. That's not going to affect me anymore. I have to make amends with it. I have to accept that I did things that were wrong, and I have to just be okay with being myself and just having that past. And it's in the past, and it's not now, and it's not my future. So what's the problem? What's the fucking problem? You know? I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Yeah, but I would love a puppy. I would really love a puppy. That would be so nice. Well, that's my vlog for today. One more dog story. One more sad dog story. My mother used to do office work for a state senator or a state, I think a state senator. And she would just do clerical work for him. And she brought Tuggy with her to work one day because the office was in his house. She worked at his house. And she brought Tuggy with her one day. And he just took her aside and he was like, you need to get that dog out of here. I do not want to see any dogs. And so what happened was when he was a teenager, his dad caught him playing around with a loaded gun with his friends. So his dad made him shoot his dog as punishment. That's some fucking serious discipline on part of a parent. That's really fucked up. That's one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard. But guns are serious. You know what I mean? Guns can kill people. You know? I mean, if he was trying to make a point, I mean, he really hit that one home. You know, guns are dangerous. You know? Anyways, that's my vlog for today. Isn't that the saddest dog story you've ever heard? I'd love to hear more sad dog stories. Anyways, yeah, share your share if you have a sad dog story and you're watching this, share your sad dog story in the comments. I would love to hear them. Anyways, like and subscribe. Support the Patreon when I have it up. Seriously, I have some really good guests lined up, and some really good guests who are interested in doing my podcast, and it would be really nice to do episodes with them. So support the Patreon. It really helps. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye.